Hey up everybody, Magpie Gaming here. I hope you're all doing well. So in this video we're going to go through the technical patch that has just been applied to Escape from Tarkov by BSG. This is the first technical patch of 2 that BSG said would be coming as per their roadmap that they released a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to go through every point of this patch. As always, I will put a link in the description down below so that you can go and check out the patch notes yourself. But I will be covering every point in this patch. There's not a lot of points. Usually I just pick out the juicy bits, but this time I can go through it all because it's not that big, but there are some important changes in there. So I'll throw them up on screen as we go. So there's a lot of sound fixes in this one to begin with. So first of all, they have reworked completely the sound system for Lighthouse and Interchange. So the entirety of both of those maps should have noticeably better sound on there now. This is the new sound Oculus system. Obviously they added that a little while ago, but it needs to be tweaked for every match and every map, and they have now done that for Lighthouse and Interchange. And they say that they've fixed the main sound issue areas on Reserve and Labs. So the hotspot areas on there should have noticeably better sound. Not the entire map, but you know, the more sort of popular areas on that map should have better sound now. Then they've reworked the sound engine for voice lines. The sound is now more realistic, adjusted curves for the volume, drop, muffling transparency of the sound at distance. Voice lines are balanced in accordance with the loudness of the phrase. So we should notice that scav shout outs sound different, teammates shout outs sound a little bit different now, and they should seem more realistic than they did before. Then they've improved active headset system, lowered the volume level of all headsets, amplified high frequencies for more realistic sound, added functionality that gives some headsets an advantage by increasing the hearing radius of footsteps and voices. Then they've adjusted audio tracks that had sound artifacts, background voices and noise. Then they've fixed the sound effect of concussion which appeared when using Golden Star Balm or when stunned by a grenade. The effect is now smoother. The sound of tinnitus is played in stereo mode without the positioning effect when turning your head. Balanced sound volume for M18 grenades to match other grenades of that type. Fixed an issue with short-term muting of the sound when the sound source transitions between rooms. Fixed an issue that occurred when opening a door where the sound source behind it could sound muffled. And fixed an issue where leaning against a wall would allow you to hear everything in the room behind the wall. Then next we've got one that everybody was been calling for in the last couple of weeks. I've seen a lot of people asking for this. It's the flashlight fix. So flashlights no longer shine through walls and other obstacles. Fixed flickering of disabled flashlights on weapons on your back, and fix the brightness and beam range of some flashlights. Next up, we've got bots can no longer instantly rotate while prone. Disabled experience gain for killing and looting players in the same group. Dog tags of such players will be sold to traders for 1 ruble and will not be considered as found in raid. And they've reduced the frequency of bot voice lines and shouting during combat. So I'm just going to have a look at some of these points and give my opinion on them. Obviously the configured sound for Lighthouse and Interchange and the main issue sound areas fixed on Reserve in Labs is massive. So now Lighthouse and Interchange should have a lot better sound on them, which is what everybody's been calling for, and hopefully that is now, you know, better, and it'll just sound a lot better. Basically it's going to give people what they wanted, and obviously there are other maps to be worked on yet, but it's going to take time. It's a work in progress with this Oculus sound system, but these 2 maps are now done, and I would assume that Reserves and Labs will be the next fully complete maps to be given this rework. Then we've got the changes to the headset system. So they're saying that for some headsets will have an advantage because the radius of being able to hear footsteps and voices will be increased. So some headsets in the game are about to become extremely expensive, I would assume, given that now there's more of an uneven playing field between the headsets. Obviously I don't know which headsets have this right now, but I'm sure that somebody out there will be putting a video together to let us know which ones are the best ones to go for, and obviously those ones will become very expensive. Next is the flashlight fix. Obviously flashlights no longer shine through walls and other obstacles. Now that was fixed a while ago, but still was happening. I'm not 100% certain that they have fully fixed this. I guess it will still happen in certain areas. Every time they say they fixed this, it still seems to be a little bit broken, but maybe they did actually fix it all this time, who knows. But again, that'll be one that people will test and get back to me on. Then the disabled experience gain for killing and looting players in the same group. Now this is done to stop people farming their friends' dog tags to count against certain quests within the game. So I'm in agreement with that one, although if you're just average Joe that manages to take out a 5-man team, 4 of those dog tags are going going to be worth nothing. It kind of kills things a little bit, but yeah, it's to combat sort of working around some of the quests within the game, that one. And then we've got the reduced frequency of bot voice lines and shouting during combat. So one of the ways that I know that there is a scav somewhere is I always hear them call out. I would say a good 50% of the time I hear them call out before I see them. Now that might not be the case. They might not call out as often. They might not call out before you see them. So that's kind of a little bit of a buff to the scavs there, and he's going to make combat a little bit more tricky within the game. It's going to be subjective as to whether you like that or not. I quite like that change. It's going to make things a little bit more challenging. Some people will hate it though, but I guess it's one of those things that will get balanced as we go along, because if they've changed it too much, then too many people are going to complain about it. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, that is the first of the technical patches that BSG said they would be giving us, and they have given us it. Now, if we look at their roadmap and what they was giving us compared to the roadmap, they've done everything that they said they would do, barring fixing the sky on all locations. That, as far as I'm aware, has not been done. Now, it could have been done but omitted from these patches, but I doubt that's the case. Battlestate Games seem to be pretty good on putting out patch notes now and telling us exactly what was changed in a game, barring sort of like the little background tweaks that will be found by data miners. They usually put everything in, and that would have been one of the biggies, but it's not in, so it looks like that might roll over into the next technical patch. So when we will get the next one, I really don't know. As per their roadmap, it says that next is the move over to Unity 2021, and we'll see how smoothly that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you like the content, please do consider giving me a subscribe. It really helps me out, and maybe a like on the video as well. That is really appreciated. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.